Exodus 10. We are 7 plagues into this mess, and Pharaoh is no closer to letting Moses' people go. How many more deaths does God have to cause until he stops hardening Pharaoh's heart so the Israelite slaves can escape? Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the hearts of his officials, so that I may perform these signs of mine among them, that you may tell your children and grandchildren how I dealt harshly with the Egyptians and how I performed my signs among them, and that you may know that I am the Lord." Dude, in the future, everyone's gonna talk about how religion does more harm than good. Your legacy is all set. Also, what sort of fairy tale does God want people spreading? Please tell your children that when I got mad, I murdered everyone who didn't love me. Also, I killed all the cows. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said to him, "This is what the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says. How long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go so that they may worship me. If you refuse to let them go, I will bring locusts into your country tomorrow. They will cover the face of the ground so that it cannot be seen. They will devour what little you have left after the hail, including every tree that is growing in your fields. They will fill your houses and those of all your officials and all the Egyptians, something neither your parents nor your ancestors have ever seen from the day they settled in this land till now." Then Moses turned and left Pharaoh. Honestly, is this even scary at this point? Almost all of Egypt is infested with blood water and dead frogs and gnats and flies and boils on their skin and scars from when the hail attacked them, and that's only if they're alive. A bunch of locusts on the ground eating the food? At this point, it seems like a letdown. God could have gone way bigger. Pharaoh's officials said to him, "How long will this man be a snare to us? Let the people go so that they may worship the Lord their God. Do you not yet realize that Egypt is ruined?" Yes, talk reason to a deranged tyrant. That always works. How long will this man keep bothering us is a weird question too, since Pharaoh could end this at any moment. If God lets him, which God won't. Then Moses and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh. "Go, worship the Lord your God," he said. "But tell me who will be going." "Everybody, Pharaoh. Everyone will be going. Egypt is a hellhole now. At this rate, your officials are going to walk away too." Moses answered, "We will go with our young and our old, with our sons and our daughters, and with our flocks and herds, because we are to celebrate a festival to the Lord." See? Everyone. Minus you and your staff. Pharaoh said, "The Lord be with you, if I let you go along with your women and children. Clearly you are bent on evil. No, have only the men go and worship the Lord, since that's what you've been asking for." Then Moses and Aaron were driven out of Pharaoh's presence. Pharaoh was all set to cave in again until he realized Moses was taking the women with him. And what's Pharaoh gonna do then? And the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over Egypt so that locusts swarm over the land and devour everything growing in the fields, everything left by the hail." The Egyptian magicians are long gone at this point. All right, bring on the locusts. So Moses stretched out his staff over Egypt, and the Lord made an east wind blow across the land all that day and all that night. By morning, the wind had brought the locusts. They invaded all Egypt and settled down in every area of the country in great numbers. Never before had there been such a plague of locusts, nor will there ever be again. They covered all the ground until it was black. They devoured all that was left after the hail, everything growing in the fields and the fruit on the trees. Nothing green remained on tree or plant in all the land of Egypt. It's like I keep telling people, anything that's smaller than me is pure evil. I am never wrong. Where did all these trees and plants and green things come from anyway? I thought God already destroyed them in the hailstorm. If plants grow back in a matter of minutes, then I'm not sure why destroying them matters at all. The plagues are a lot like the 6 days of creation. Upon further inspection, the order just doesn't make any sense. Pharaoh quickly summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. Now forgive my sin once more, and pray to the Lord your God to take this deadly plague away from me." Don't believe him. Don't forgive him. He lies. How stupid would you have to be to keep playing his game? But also, I hope they got that admission on camera, because once Pharaoh's followers see that, they're totally gonna cancel him. Moses then left Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord. And the Lord changed the wind to a very strong west wind, which caught up the locusts and carried them into the Red Sea. Not a locust was left anywhere in Egypt. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go. No kidding. By the way, even if you send those locusts away, they've already eaten all the crops. You're all gonna die. Oh well, at this point, might as well keep going. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand toward the sky so that darkness spreads over Egypt, darkness that can be felt." So Moses stretched out his hand toward the sky, and total darkness covered all Egypt for 3 days. No one could see anyone else or move about for 3 days. Yet all the Israelites had light in the places where they lived. We're told no one could see, but who's left? The people are dead. The cows are zombies. Pharaoh and his henchmen are pretty much it. And how did those Israelites get light? Did God have a hole in the sky umbrella? Did they create electricity and light bulbs without telling the world? Honestly, at this point, Pharaoh should just invade Goshen. Why not? He has nothing to lose. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and said, "Go, worship the Lord. Even your women and children may go with you. Only leave your flocks and herds behind." Pharaoh's like, "Fine, I guess I won't abuse the women. You can have them. But I need your animals. For reasons. Also, it's the only way I'll have food." But Moses said, "You must allow us to have sacrifices and burnt offerings to present to the Lord our God. Our livestock too must go with us. Not a hoof is to be left behind. We have to use some of them in worshiping the Lord our God. And until we get there, we will not know what we are to use to worship the Lord." Moses just said, "I need all my animals because I'm not sure which ones God wants me to murder yet." Pharaoh is not gonna like this. He's just gonna be a single old man with no friends or horses. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he was not willing to let them go. Boom! Called it! Pharaoh said to Moses, "Get out of my sight. Make sure you do not appear before me again. The day you see my face, you will die." "Just as you say," Moses replied. "I will never appear before you again." Well, that's a little melodramatic. The only people who say things like, "If you show your face again, you're gonna get it," are Egyptian kings and girls in middle school. Well, we've seen 9 plagues. Pharaoh is no closer to letting the Israelites leave. But God is saving the best for last. And by best, I mean worst, because he's a genocidal maniac.